The approach that we take at Capital Pacific is truly what makes us different. It's anything from sharing inventory, to passing clients around, to teaming up on certain deals, pricing deals as a consensus with all the brokers, introducing one another to each client that we work with, teaming up with best-in-class service providers, all with the goal being client-centric and what's in the best interest of the client's needs.
Capital Pacific is an investment real estate firm focusing on retail and office properties throughout the western United States. What separates our firm from others is our unique team approach to selling. We work with our network of brokers between our Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco offices to maximize the number of potential buyers and access all possible forms of capital interested in purchasing your asset.
When Capital Pacific was formed 20 years ago, it was the philosophy that access to data and information would become more readily available as the internet grew and the tech world expanded. The belief that a collaborative brokerage model with full transparency and real boots on the ground information was going to be far more impactful for our clients rather than plugging into some national network which everyone would eventually have access to via the internet. The company was formed around a single centralized database that we work out of daily. We have 5 brokers in Portland, 3 in Seattle, and the database provides for a free flow of information and transparency amongst all our client relationships and provides individual and team accountability for all the projects that we work on. We believe that each broker can only effectively manage 200 to 300 client contacts, and that's in order to build a deeper and more meaningful client relationship. It's been refined and maintained over 20 years by driving every single street and understanding every single ownership, every single building, and uncovering the hidden private capital that others can't. Since our team collaborates instead of competes, you won't get calls from multiple brokers. We take the time to fully understand your objectives, your goals, and your business plans. And while we try to not be all things to all people and a full service type brokerage house, we often say we're defined by what we don't do more than what we do. And we don't do property management, we don't do leasing, we don't do apartments. Our focus is to stay within our expertise and provide the highest and best service and deliver the most up-to-date information and execute the highest level for you, the client.
So our approach to this business is unique in that we have a team of 8 brokers and expanding. And while that is not inherently unique, what is unique is that every single one of those brokers works out of one database, and that is information that we all have access to. That takes a level of trust, but what it also means is that we have access to the information that 7 or 8 other brokers in our office have, and we use that, and we can use that to pitch business, pitch ideas, and that ultimately leads to more phone calls, more stones being turned over, which eventually means more calls made and more buyers sourced. I think at the end of the day, when you can use one mega database to track $2 billion worth of offer activity and then filter through that, that's impactful. And we just don't see that in the rest of our market.
Our approach to commercial real estate and specifically our database is extremely unique. Anyone can have phone numbers and contact information and maybe an email or 2 for clients or principals next door to you. The difference that we have is actual relationships with the individuals. Our database has been built over the last 2 decades. These relationships have been formed over and over again, and how we operate together is we're allowed a certain amount of relationships. So each broker has roughly 300 to 400 relationships that they continue to cultivate over the years. So there's a true depth of a relationship, and ultimately that would mean the phone calls get answered when we call, the emails mean something when we send them, and your property is going to get in front of the right people and get the right response.
The Capital Pacific approach to brokerage and as a whole as a company is completely unique in the fact that we have individual team members accountable for their own space. And what I mean by that is we have someone that does underwriting 100% of the time, escrow management, and research. This is the polar opposite of a one-off broker being in a small shop and or a national firm where effectively he's doing one thing for all clients. And this allows the brokers to be on the phone, be on meetings, meeting with potential buyers, potential sellers, while having a full backstop of an organized professional team that can answer any questions for any of our clients at any moment. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it. I've seen groups try and reproduce it, but they've never come close and never come to our expertise on all those fields and just getting a deal done.
What I would say to someone is you have to come into the office, you have to see how we operate, meet the team, see the bullpen, understand that there aren't closed doors, that we truly don't just talk about working as a team, which might be a buzzword in this industry and just in general, but you actually come in here and you see that brokers interact with one another. There's, countless meetings between brokers every week. There's a Monday meeting specifically meant for just a broker team to collaborate. There's numerous times when different brokers from, different offices or different states work together, whether that be San Francisco or Seattle or Portland. That's actually commonplace to have 2 or 3 different brokers on one team because we know it provides the best access to a buyer pool, but also just the best overall experience for a seller. And again, we share information. We all operate out of the same database, and we're all in the same room together. There's really no secrets in this office, and it's what's made us successful, and it's what I look forward to.
So we work in a very entrepreneurial business, and it's meant for most people to go eat what they kill and do what they can for themselves. And there are, by definition, street brokers, and then there's guys like us. And street brokers are all about themselves, the hustle, the deal, not adding a lot of value, just mixing and matching 2 people. We're very much different than we aren't street brokers. We work together, we formulate plans, we execute on them very differently. And it's not all about the commission, it's not all about the deal, it's about doing it right. And the process is very important, and it's something we do very well. And so we're the complete opposite of street brokers. We're the complete opposite of guys who say they all work together. We actually do it. And I think the results for our clients speak for themselves.
Everyone claims to collaborate and share information in our industry, but nowhere is it true like it is at Capital Pacific. Our approach has been around transparency and accountability and full company alignment from the top to the bottom. We were founded on the philosophy that no one broker could develop more than a couple hundred meaningful, deep relationships, and so we've divided our database amongst the brokers so we can build the best relationships possible with the most active owners, developers, and investors in our marketplace. What this means to a seller is not only do they get the best pricing possible, they also get access to the best data, research, analytics, and transaction support that is unmatched or unrivaled in our industry.
What separates us is our approach, the thoughtfulness that goes in on the front end, but ultimately it's about how we go about it, which is each broker coming into Capital Pacific makes a commitment that the way we organize ourselves in terms of our CRM is best for the client. So we sacrifice short-term gains for long-term benefit to the client and better outcomes. Specifically, we take our CRM and we break it up into sections, and each broker is given a finite amount of contacts. Their job with each of those contacts is to get to know them on a personal level. So there's going to be fewer contacts, but the relationships are going to be more meaningful. So when a property is listed by anyone on our team, each broker gets access to those same offerings all at the same time. They go to their clients. Our clients ultimately get better access, better prices, better outcomes more quickly.